Hi everyone and welcome back to CloudTech's Club. So in our last session, we covered the fundamentals of CICD and also took a closer look at GitLab, which is one of the core components of DevOps ecosystem. We explored how CICD enables smooth and efficient transitions from code development to deployment and how GitLab serves as a one-stop DevOps platform solution. We also walked through the GitLab dashboard and created an account to get hands-on with the interface. Now, in today's session, we will take it a step further by connecting our local machines to GitLab with our central repository and performing basic push and pull operations to sync code between local and remote. If you have watched my previous tutorial on Git and GitHub, you will find it easier to follow along as we move files from working directory to the staging area and then to the local repository. I will drop the link in the description below, and you can also click on the I button at the top right hand side to check it out. Make sure to watch the entire video so you don't miss any important steps during the lab. I highly recommend practicing the labs along with me as you watch. It will boost your confidence and help you understand the process more effectively. With that said, let's dive into the small GitLab project to explore more key concepts. In this project, we will create a simple shell script that prints the message, and then we will set up a GitLab pipeline to run this script as part of the basic CI job. So here it is my GitLab account. Let's click on the plus sign here where we can create a new project or a repository. And now select create blank project. Now we have to provide the project name here. I will name the project as first project shell. I'm using the shell scripting. Now the project URL, I will select the user CloudTech and project deployment target. If you want, you can select one. As of now, I'm leaving it as default. Visibility level as private as default, and project configuration as default with the initialize repository with the readme file. Now let's go ahead and create the project. Okay, now first project shell is ready and we have to perform operations here. Next, as we discussed in our last session, whenever a new repository is created, GitLab automatically creates default branch as main branch. So branching in Git allows you to create a separate line of development from that main branch. You can think of it as you're creating a copy of your code where you can experiment and add new features or perform the bug fixes. All you can do this without affecting the main production codes. Once you have completed and tested your changes, you can merge your branch back into the main branch. This approach is basically useful in the Teams environment, which helps multiple workers to work on different features or issues at the same time without affecting the production codes. So in short, you can say branching makes parallel development quite easy and safe and well organized within the production environments. For deeper understanding of how branching works in Git, make sure to check out my Git series. I have explained everything in detail there. You will find the link in the description below. For now, I have already set up the local lab environment with a Linux machine running on my Oracle VirtualBox. Here you can see the GitLab local machine, which I will be using throughout this lab session. If you would like to follow along, you can use either a virtual machine like VirtualBox or an EC2 instance on AWS platform to perform this lab. So let's have this virtual machine boot up with the CentOS. So 192.168.1.3. I will use the party session here. .3. That's the IP address of my machine. I'm going to log in as root. Right. I'm going to change the settings so that screen will be visible to you. Let's make it 16, 18, and keep it. Okay, perfect. Now let's verify. So this is the IP address of my machine. Okay. Now for first, I will go ahead and install the Git packages on this local machine. Yum install git-y. Okay, now it's installed. So let's check the git -- version. Okay, it's 1.8.3.1. Okay, now let's clone the particular repository which we just created in our GitLab account with the name first project shell. For this, first go to the repository and select the code here and copy the link with clone with HTTPS. And come back to the local machine and run the command git clone and provide that particular link. So right now you can see it is asking for the username of the GitLab. I will go ahead and provide the username from the account. Okay, I will just go ahead and provide my name, and it is asking for the password. So for password we can set up the token. This token can be created within the GitLab account. So let's go back to the GitLab account and we can go back to that particular project. Now within project there is an option of settings, and settings, then you can come over to the select the CICD, and within CICD we have the option of access tokens, and within the access tokens we can create and add a new token with the name dev1. Now expiration date, let it be as it is. Select the role as developer, select the APIs, and let's come down, create project access token. Now the token key is created. I'm just going to see it, copy it and provide it here. Okay, let's see if it is downloaded. Yeah, so first project shell is downloaded. Let's move inside this folder, clear, and give it Alice. So you can see the readme file is there, present on this particular local machine. Now let's create a simple shell script that prints a message, and then we will set up a GitLab pipeline to execute it. Before we proceed, as discussed earlier, we need to create a separate branch for these tasks. In real world production scenarios, it's best practice not to work directly on the main branch. Right now we are in the main branch. Let me just show you that. Yeah, so you can see there is a star mark in front of the main branch. So you can see the .git folder got created when we created a git clone from the central repository, which is GitLab in this case. So let me clear this. Now let's create a new branch called defect1. For creating a new branch, use the command git branch, branch, defect-1. Let's run the command git branch again. So branch got created with the name defect1. Right now active branch is the main branch. So now let's switch over to the branch defect1. So how to do that? Git checkout defect-1. So it says switched to branch defect1. Now let's run again the command git branch. This time you will see defect1 is the active branch. Okay, now it's switched to branch defect1. Next we will create a new file here, vi index.html, or let me just push it with the help of a cat. So let's write some content here. Echo welcome to Cloudtics Club. It's a beautiful day here. Hit Control D, come out of it. Now to see the content in index.html. So we can see the content, echo welcome to Cloudtics Club. It's a beautiful day here. Now let's move this file index.html to the staging area followed by local repository. Let me run the command here, the git status. So what we can see here is we have in branch gift defect1 where we have untracked files index.html. So meaning it is right now in the working space or the working directory. Now to move it into the staging area, we can move it with the help of git add command. Now let's run again the git status. So you can see on branch defect 1, changes to be committed. Here untracked files, and here changes to be committed. New file index.html. Now let's commit it to the local repository with the help of command git commit -m first code fix. I will give it as a message here and provide the file name index.html. Before that, it is asking us to configure username and the email for the person who is performing these changes to perform the or to maintain the versioning within the git. Let's do it really quick here. Git config global username. I will give it as dummy one here. Let's give it defect@gmail.com, right? I'm just providing the dummy ones here. Okay, I have provided the username as defect@gmail.com. Okay, no worries. I'll just give it here as well. That's the same thing, as we are just testing here. Okay. Now let's run the commit command again. Okay, now it says nothing to commit, working directory is clean. Now let's run the command git status. Okay, let's run the command git log. So here we can see the commit IDs, what commit we have done, and it provides the author as root and date, the message which I provided while performing the commit, and author name is Tarun Agarwal @gmail, and this is what the initial commit, the previous commit it is talking about, which we did in the GitLab. Now we will go ahead and directly push this code to our central repository, which is GitLab in this case. Let's run the command git push --set upstream origin defect 1. Looks fine. Okay, it is asking with the username. I'll just provide my name, and it is asking for the password. Okay, let's see if it works. Okay, perfect. So let's go back to the GitLab account and see the changes there. Let me refresh it. Now let's go to the branch. So we can see another branch got created, defect 1 here. Let's click on that. Okay, so you can see the first code fix, what we gave as our message while performing the commit, and the file which I created index.html here, and you can see what message we gave within the index.html is there within this particular directory. So we can see the defect 1 branch got created successfully here. Everything whatever we have on our local repository is pushed over to the remote central repository. Now let's go over few important concepts before diving further into the lab. So what is pipeline? A pipeline is a sequence of stages that helps automating the continuous integration, continuous delivery, and continuous deployment process. It allows you to define, basically organize and run tasks like building, testing, and deploying your code in a structured and a repeatable way. So in simple terms, a pipeline is made up of stages and jobs. Now, jobs you can define like running a script or executing a set of commands or performing a specific task. And whereas stages, you can say when those particular jobs run, it completes a particular set of a stage. A stage can include one or more jobs, and jobs within a stage runs sequentially. Let's understand this with a very small diagram which is there in the right hand side. So you can see we have a pipeline here. So pipeline is having multiple stages, the stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. Each stage is trying to complete one component, like a component of testing, component of build, component of QA, component of deployment. And to complete stage 1, we can have multiple jobs, and those multiple jobs are performing a specific task to complete stage 1. So for example, you might have a test stage with a job that runs a unit test, a build stage which compiles your code, QA stage that runs the quality checks, and the deployment stage which pushes the code to the production. So each stage runs only if previous stage completes successfully. If any job fails, the pipeline stops at that particular point, indicating something needs to be fixed in the source code or either in the job configuration. So in short, you can say pipelines help in automating and managing your software delivery lifecycle by defining the clear flow of stages and jobs, ensuring a reliable, repeatable, and an efficient process throughout the pipelines. Now let's go ahead and run our first pipeline using the small piece of source code which we created as index.html on our local machine and pushed over to the GitLab. In this scenario, we will be performing a simple build task. So we will only need one stage, which is a build stage. To use GitLab CI/CD capabilities, we need to create a special configuration file called GitLab-CI.yaml. This file defines the structure of your pipeline, which includes jobs, stages, and what each job performs as a specific task. So this is one of the essential and important file which must be present within your GitLab repository. Let's go ahead and create the .gitlab-ci.yaml file in the GitLab project. So from here we can select the option of new file. I'm creating this file in our defect1 branch. I will name it as gitlab-ci.yaml. So I'm going to create and select the template of 5 minutes production app. So this is how basically you can see here the various stages are defined, and there are various tasks which might be running specific jobs to complete that particular stages. So for now I will go ahead and delete everything from here, and I'm going to add the job definition for the build process inside it. My job -run -index.html : then I'm going to write it up the script here, and then -bin bash, and finally index.html. Now Once the GitLab-CI.yaml file is committed to the repository, the pipeline runs automatically. There is no need to trigger it manually. So let's go ahead and commit the changes. I will write the commit message as code 1, and I will commit to the current defect 1 branch here. Let's commit. Okay, so the GitLab CI configuration is valid. The file has been successfully created. In the build, we can go to the pipelines. So here you can see the pipeline is running, test is running state. Let's click on this. So my job run-index.html is running right now. It is passed. So once the pipeline completes, you will see the job status is passed or failed if there is any issue. And there is a job ID. You can see here, and the branch name is also visible. If you want to rerun the job, you can rerun it from here. Run again. Okay, so it's running. So this is basically the execution workflow, what it is doing in the background. We can see here. So job status is still running here. You can see on the top, right? Let's wait to get it completed. So it has passed and the job execution is completed successfully. Now let me quickly walk through what happens when you run the GitLab pipeline in the background. So first of all, the pipeline starts automatically the moment you push your code or make changes to your .gitlab-ci.yaml file. GitLab automatically kicks off the pipeline, and you don't need to press any sort of a button. It's very smart enough to understand if there are any changes performed within the .gitlab-ci.yaml file. Now the next thing what happens is GitLab runners came into the picture. Now this is where the GitLab runners are running. You can see here during the step 1. Now this is where you can think like GitLab runner is your personal assistant. It reads the instructions in .gitlab-ci.yaml file and starts working on it. So GitLab is having its own runners. You can see them here in the settings. Go to the CICD. So we have runners from GitLab, project runners, group runner, instance runner. So you can either use the built-in shared runners or set up your own runner for more control. For right now, we are using the GitLab runner here. Let's go back to the job. Let me open the execution workflow again. Okay. Now, next, preparing the Docker machine executor. So most of the time, GitLab runner will spin up a Docker container, a clean temporary environment to run your job. It pulls the required Docker images, sets up the environment to build and test your code. So once the runner is ready, it pulls your project source code from the GitLab repository. So you can see here, getting source code from Git repository. Now the runner has your code, the .gitlab-ci file, any scripts or file it needs to be executed the job, it's already written there. So once it's having the source code, the real action basically begins here. Whatever you have defined within your .gitlab-ci.yaml file, running a shell script or compiling any sort of a code or running the test, it does that all line by line. It works in sequential format. You can actually watch this live in the GitLab UI, like the build log, what we are doing here. If anything happens or anything goes wrong, it will show up here as well. At last, if everything goes well, the job ends with a nice green passed batch, which we have already seen here. If something fails, don't worry, GitLab will highlight the error and you will know exactly where the things went wrong, whether it's a problem with the source code or whether it's a problem with the pipeline or any syntax error or something like that. It will show up within the GitLab. And at the final stage, the runner informs GitLab and GitLab updates the pipeline status on your commit, whether everything is clean and traceable. So that's all for now. We will continue with more in the next lecture. Till then, stay connected and keep learning. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to the channel for the latest videos. Stay tuned. Thank you.